What's happening, podcasters? My name's Sebastian Rusk, and I help marketers and entrepreneurs just like you launch successful podcasts. Okay, the first tip that I have for you as a beginning podcaster, when you go to record an episode, make sure you're in an environment that is very, very quiet. That's right, I'm talking library quiet, radio silent. Pun intended. My number one place that I like to tell people to go to is their closet. There's probably a ton of clothes in there, or there's carpet and it's muffled. That's like your at-home studio. I've done it many times before, especially if you don't have a bunch of fancy equipment and you're recording on your iPhone. This is a great place to do that. Your car is a great place as long as you're not in a noisy place and as long as you're not driving. Disclosure, as long as your car is parked. Recording a podcast in your car is not a bad place to find a quiet place. You want it quiet. The last thing you want is background noise and sirens and people honking. Hey, maybe that's the type of show you have, kind of that person on the street. Totally cool, but most people want that quiet studio setting, and that's what you're going to get by recording in a very, very quiet place that's non-echoey. Is that a word? Well, it is now. Echoey meaning a warehouse, if you will, with concrete floors and high ceilings, and you're going to sound like it's an echo. You want to find a quiet place that's muffled, a closet, a place with carpet, in your car, not driving and parked, whatever it may be. Some workplaces like my office over at WeWork has phone booths. Those are kind of muffled and semi-soundproof. Great place to record a podcast episode, but make sure your environment is quiet. Tip number 2, this is very difficult for me. Sit still. That's right, you've got to sit still while you're recording your podcast. Chances are, maybe you have a USB microphone that goes into your laptop. If it's going to be sitting on your desk, you could have something that is on a mic arm that swings over, but if you're tapping it or moving this or tapping this at all, it's gonna create some feedback noise on there. Some people, get a nervous habit and like to tap on the desk a little bit or tap their feet or clap their hands. I'm just kidding about the clap your hands, but we have these nervous habits, especially while recording, that can interfere with us recording a good quality podcast episode. We talked about having a quiet environment. Next is just sitting still. Even sitting in an office chair that has office arms and they're not quite fitting under the desk, the leather or the material of the chair can rub underneath the desk and making a weird noise while you're trying to record. And when you get done with your recording, you're like, awesome content. I love the way I sounded, but what in the world was that weird sound that was happening, or the tapping sound? So you want to make sure that in addition to being in a quiet environment, you're sitting as still as possible. Now, I'm not saying don't move. Just if you're going to move, make sure that if you're recording and your microphone's sitting on your desk, you're not moving your desk, you're not bumping your desk, you're not tapping, anything of that sorts. Just set yourself up correctly so that you understand that A, I want to be in a quiet environment, and B, I want to make sure people can actually hear what I'm saying. And that brings me to my third and final tip for podcasters just getting started, and that is check your microphone levels. I don't have a microphone, Sebastian. That's okay. You can either get one on Amazon for between 10 and 20 bucks, a little lapel mic that plugs right into your iPhone or smartphone or tablet. Plugs right in there, and the voice recorder app will then record you. So just check, mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I like to tap the mic because you'll see the sound level there and you'll know that it's actually picking up the mic and not actually your phone. It's a great indication that the mic actually works with your device, but you want to check those audio levels. You don't want to sound too loud. No, you don't. You want to sound just right, and you don't want to sound like people can barely hear what you're saying because you're very soft-spoken. So you want to make sure you're checking those mic levels, and that if you're soft-spoken, bring that mic a little closer to you, and if you're a loud mouth like myself, you want to bring that mic as low as you possibly can. That way you don't get any feedback on the mic. You don't want it to pop or anything of that nature. If you've got somebody editing your podcast, they can usually adjust these audio levels, but if it's way too loud and the mic pops, or it's way too quiet and it's loud in the background, those are very, very difficult things to figure out for your audio editor. So take these 3 things and go record your very first podcast episode in a quiet environment, making sure that your mic levels are exactly where they need to be, and make sure that you're sitting still throughout this entire process. Well, I hope this helps you better understand 3 simple steps for podcasting as a beginner. If you've got questions, comments, ideas, feedback on this video or any videos here on the channel, please feel free to comment and like if you feel inclined, like the video and comment below. I personally respond to each and every single one of you. I will answer whatever questions you might have to the best of my ability. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. This way you'll get updates on future videos as they become available. I will see you podcasters next time.